Hey guys, Nina Soul again. Riding with a witch again, another video. I'm telling you, you guys, I love. Hold on, I'm backing out of my driveway right now. You guys already know I gotta like stop talking and turn the music down and everything when I'm doing something like this. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just pulling out. I gotta stop that. I'm such a fucking garbage picker. I swear I am. I can't help it. Like, if somebody's gonna throw out like a piece of furniture, like a table that has a broken leg or something, like, why the hell would you throw out a perfectly good table when all you gotta do is fix the leg? Like, I mean, I don't go and grab everything out of the garbage. I'm not like, gross, or I'm like looking for food or anything like that. But when it comes to shit that's just getting thrown out just because it has one little thing wrong with it, I claim it. It's mine. So, yeah. Okay, that's what I was just doing right now when I was pulling out. One of my neighbors had thrown, it looked like some glass, like some big glass, almost like glass that you would put on top of a table, and I'm looking for a round glass, because I have a log that I want to turn into a table. I already took the bark off of it and everything. I just want to sand it down and stain it, and then I want to put like a glass over it, because I just think, I don't know, I think it would make a really beautiful table. So I'm like on the lookout for like a glass, a round glass, flat glass tabletop thing. And I know some people throw those out, because they don't want the table anymore, or the table part broke, or I don't know, whatever. So I'm like on the lookout for a glass top. My husband says I'm crazy. He goes, "We can buy one." I'm like, why spend money on something like that when you never know? I might get lucky and I might find it outside somewhere, because it's happened. I found some pretty cool shit. I found a crystal vase one time. Nothing was wrong with it. Nothing. It was in perfect condition. It was a big, beautiful crystal vase, and somebody had thrown it out. And sometimes there's like people that, like they live together and then they break up, and then they'll pack like their, ex's shit in a box and throw it out. You know what I mean? And then the ex will just never come and get it, or, maybe I accidentally got to it before they did, but I mean, it was out, it was public property. So, I mean, it became public property once they put it out in the corner. And I just so happened to be walking by, and there just so happened to be a crystal vase in it, which is now in my house as decor, and it's beautiful and I love it. And I got it from the garbage and I didn't pay nothing for it, and it's a beautiful crystal vase. So there. You guys are gonna get to know me very well. I'm telling you, I'm a little bit nutty, but I mean, my intentions are good. I'm a good person. I do goofy shit, and I have, my way of thinking is like, I don't know, like some people can connect with me in certain ways, and some people are like, whoa, like, I don't know, but that's me. So anyways, with all that being said, got that out the way, I am on my way to my goddess sister's house, and then we are gonna be doing our finishing touches, because as you guys know, tomorrow is our opening day, and tomorrow we will be opening our doors to Spiritual Vibes and Soul Sisters. And you guys, I can't even tell you like how happy I am to read all you guys' comments, and you guys sending me all these, all these positive things, and these, wonderful comments, and very supportive, and, you guys are sending love, and, I really appreciate it. I really do. And the reason why we're starting this store, because I had a kiosk before in a mall. So Spiritual Vibes we've been around for like maybe a year, and then before that I was doing like vending events, so I was going to like craft fairs. So we've been around for a little bit, So, I've never given up, and I've always had the same. I've always wanted this business to be like, ever since I thought about it, ever since me and my husband came up with, this, our business name and everything like that. It's always been the same thing. My dream has always been the same. I've always wanted to, have a business where I was able to have my passion, to be doing something that I'm passionate about. Because that saying that when you're doing something that you love and you're doing something that you're passionate about and something that has meaning to you, you're never working. And that's what I like, and that's what I want to do. And also for this business that we're doing, Spiritual Vibes and Soul Sisters, we're about so much more than just business. Like, we are trying to create a place where people like us, witches, pagans, Wiccan, whatever it is that you are, you guys are welcome there. You're welcome. Nobody is going to judge you. Nobody is going to bash you. Nobody's going to discriminate against your beliefs or even ask you. Whatever you feel like you want to talk about with us, we are open. We don't, like I said, we don't judge. We're not like, and if people want advice, we'll give advice, we'll tell how we do things, but we're not the types to be like, oh, you have to listen to us, and, oh, you're not doing it right, and no, this isn't the right thing. No, we would never do that. So I just want everybody to know that our business that we're doing is so much more. It's not just for our passion and for our love of what it is that we do and what it is that we are, but it's also to give a place for people who are like us, that are looking for a place where they can go to, even just to hang out. Like, you don't even have to come to shop all the time. Like, you can come and hang out with us and just talk. And we're gonna be having like different events that we're gonna do. Like, I know we were talking about doing like guided meditations, things that like we can learn from each other, where we kind of have like like a night where we all get together, we invite people, or our customers, our new friends, whatever. You guys would just come and hang out, have some coffee, have some snacks. We'll talk about things. We could talk about different divinations. We can talk about spirit stories. We can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. We'll have different nights like that. I know that Marianne and Roseanne are going to be having book clubs. So we're going to have a book club. We're going to have so many different things. I'll probably be teaching, crystal classes. I don't know, whatever it is that Spirit tells us that we should do is what we're going to do, because that's what's been getting us to this point. Everything that we have been doing or getting or receiving has all been because of Spirit. Spirit brought us together. Spirit helped us to build what it is that we're still in the process of building. But we're at least there. We at least have our foot in the door. We at least have a place to call home now. So from there, we're just gonna build on from it. Like, we're just gonna make it everything that we ever needed when we were first trying to find ourselves and first trying to become on our, first trying to find where it was that, like, our path, really. Like, trying to, when we were trying to discover all these things about ourselves, and we didn't have people to talk to, we didn't have anywhere to really go, to get knowledge and to be accepted, and for people that were going through the same thing to be able to relate to us. Like, that's what we're trying to give everybody else. So it's not just a business, it's so much more. It's gonna be so much more. And it's not just for us, it's for us and for everybody like us, and for everybody out there that, is looking for a place to come to, where they can talk to other witches, or where they can be themselves. We're here. We're here, and we're going to be open tomorrow, and this is a big thing. And I really, love that you guys are so being so supportive of it, even if you guys don't even live in Chicago. Like, I seen comments from England and I think it was Ireland and things like that. Like, you guys are really, you guys are really thoughtful to be sending love all this way. And that just goes to show how loving and how caring witches and anybody in the spiritual path, it just goes to show exactly how we can be for each other, knowing that we might not ever be able to meet in person, but spiritually we are always connected. And that's what this YouTube channel is about too. This is just me putting, you know, recording what it is, like my regular days, my regular thoughts, and, you know, my thoughts and the way I do things. I'm sorry, there's a truck right next to me. So my thoughts and the way I do things could be helping to guide other people in what it is that, you know, maybe they've had questions about certain things. Maybe they've, you know, been experiencing certain things, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I might be their spiritual message, because anything that I talk about is given to me by spirit. So if it is given to me by spirit, I could be somebody else's spiritual message that they needed to hear for today. And that's what it's all about. Like, I'm not just on here to try to get you know, subscribers. I'm not just on here to try to get my business out there. I'm not just on here to you know, to be like on YouTube. Like, that's not what it's about for me. For me, it's about so much more, and it goes way deeper than the surface, than what's on the surface. I'm telling you, it's like it's way deeper than that. So I've been getting really good questions, you guys. I got I believe Down the Rabbit Hole asked me what kind of offerings, or how I leave offerings to crystals. And if you guys want, I can actually show like a video. You know, if you guys want, let me know. I can do like a more you know, a more intuitive video where I'm actually, you know, I can actually record how it is that I do offerings to crystals and things like that. But it's really easy. It's really quite simple. The crystals, each crystal represents an element. You know, there could be I'm trying to think of one that I know right away off the bat. Let's see, I think, like, okay, fire agate. So fire agate, obviously fire, right? So that would be an element. So for an offering to give to fire agate, which is a you know, it's a mineral, it's a stone. So for an offering to give to fire agate, I would think anything that has that fire element. So you could use a candle as an offering. You could burn incense as an offering. You could take you could make your own special incense, which I would probably go with like cinnamon, things like that. Like you know, things that you know, speak fire to you. You know, like I said, my things, my elements might be a little bit different than what everybody else feels, because you know, like for me, when I smell cinnamon, when I smell it, when I look at it, when I feel it, for me the element is fire. So you know, I could make a loose incense with cinnamon and with different things that for me represents fire, and I could use that incense as an offering to fire agate. I could burn you know, like I said, burn a candle. So that would be, you know, for fire agate. So say you have a stone that the element is water, and it's safe to get wet. But make sure, this is another thing, is that you guys always have to make sure to really do your research, because there are some stones that if you put into water, even if their element is water, if they represent water, but you have to look and make sure that they're safe to put in water, because there's some crystals that will fall apart. They will, you know, water is not good for them. They can't be around water. But they still represent water. So how you would do an offering for that is, I would, sorry you guys, hold on, I'm turning right now. All right, so to offer a stone, something that like a water element offering would be anything that, like, for a rainy day, say it's a rainy day and you want to give an offering to your crystal, put your crystals or your organite or whatever, put it in the window so that it can see that rain. It gets that energy. You're offering that crystal the very thing that they represent. And that is how you give your offering to stones. So it does take some research. It takes research, but the thing is too is that know that when you're researching these things, you're feeding your mind. You're giving yourself knowledge. So that is like, that is just... Sorry, you guys, I got lost again. So that in itself, you, by giving yourself knowledge, the whole reason why you started looking for knowledge and researching these things was for these stones. So these stones are actually giving you that drive to go and look it up, to feed your mind, to learn something that you didn't know before. And like, that is another thing why I love stones so much, is because they're always being discovered. There's always new things coming out. There's always something to learn. I love things like that. I love where and that's another thing with the spiritual path, is that I love that I will never ever know everything that it is to be about a spiritual person, or that I will never learn every single crystal, or I will never learn everything, because there's always something new to be learned, and there's always something new being discovered, and that gives me so much room to just keep learning, to keep feeding my mind. And I'm not embarrassed or ashamed about it. Like, when we get new stones at Spiritual Vibes, I like the connection with the people that come in. So if they ask me what a certain stone means, the majority of the ones that I have, I know because I've researched them, and it comes from reading, because I have like the Crystal Bibles, which is really good books to get if you're trying to get into stones, is the Crystal Bible. I know they have three of them. There's the Crystal Bible 1, 2, and 3. And in those books, those are the ones that we keep at our shop. So when we get a new stone that we're not really familiar with, and a customer says, oh, what is the metaphysical property of this stone? Then I go ahead and I grab the book and I look it up, and I read all the book. But as I'm reading that paragraph to that customer, it's going into my mind, and I'm like, after, I won't get it right away, because I do have like learning disabilities. So and I'm not ashamed of that either. I'm not ashamed of that. So I do have learning disabilities where I might need to read that same paragraph 3 or 4 or 5 times before I can remember anything about it, or before I can memorize it. But what I do when I'm learning about my stones, I will hold them in my left hand, because your left hand is your receiving energy hand. Depending on if you're like, I'm a right-handed person, so this hand doesn't receive energy, this hand gives energy. So for like left-handed people, it would probably be the opposite way around. I don't know. You would have to check and see which one is more sensitive to energy. But for me, it's my left. So my left is my receiving energy. My right is my giving energy. So when I'm reading about a stone, I like to hold that stone in my left hand while I'm reading about it, because I'm reading everything about the stone and I'm feeling for that. And so then when I think of that stone, I remember that feeling, and I remember what it is that I read. So that's another thing for, anybody that has the same problem that I do, where you can't really, it's hard for you to like learn things from reading straight out of a book. Hold that stone in your hand, and I bet you feel that same energy that you're reading about. So then it's not just your memory, it's that feeling, that vibration that kind of goes with memorizing what it is that you read. So I think that I pretty much filled you guys in on that. And I'm going to make this a pretty short video. I'm already here at my goddess sister's house, and my hubby's calling me, and so I should probably check and see what it is that is going on with him. And then we're gonna go ahead and do everything, all the last minute things that we gotta do. And then tomorrow will be open. So for anybody in the area, feel free to stop by. We will be open tomorrow at 10 o'clock until 5 p.m. So once again, I just want to thank everybody out there for you guys' support. I really sincerely, from the bottom, not even the bottom, from my whole heart, I sincerely appreciate all of the positive comments that you guys have been leaving me, and not one of them has gone unread. I might not have been able to reply to every single one, but I will get there. I'm working on it. So, thank you so much, you guys. And with that being said, y'all have a really good day. You guys have a really blessed day. Many blessings to all of you, and I will see you guys at the next video. Blessed be.